All right, here we are. Good afternoon. So I'm going live a little bit earlier than I normally do. I've got some work I've got to get done today, and I wanted to do a working session for bookkeeper training school. So I actually got that all set up. And I'm going to start with them at 1 o'clock. So I figured I'd come on here a little bit early and do my live. So, it's really interesting today. I opened up my planner and I use the Michael Hyatt Full Focus Planner as a planner that I use on a daily basis. And I flipped it open to the beginning and it landed on my annual goals. And I went, oh, look, I haven't looked at these in a while. And what you do with this planner is they're annual goals, but they're always rolling forward because the planner's for a quarter. And so I was sitting there and I was like, let's look at these. And so I've got, okay, so do one CPE class each month from July 1 to December 31. Haven't done that. Okay. And it's August. So oops. Let's see, I've got a sales goal for new students in bookkeeper training school. I haven't really been following that, but we've been doing well with that. Launch BTS 2.0 during second quarter. We did that. So I'm super excited about that. Let's see, walk or bike 600 miles. I have to check to see where I am with that. I'm not positive. Get weight to 190 by decreasing stress and increasing exercise. So I've done both of those things and weight is starting to come down. So that's good. We're making progress on that. Finish rookie level on piano. I am not anywhere near, no, not anywhere near where I need to be with that. So, and if you are here, I'd love to know what your goals are for the year. Okay. I'd love to know where you are with yours and what some of your goals are. Read 21 books. I'm probably on track with that. I have to go back and look at all my books, but I think I'm on track with that. Get house in Florida, ding, ding, ding. And that was a fourth quarter goal. So that's actually one that we hit much earlier than we anticipated. Create a 4-hour workday. So I'm actually really close to that right now. Sometimes it switches, sometimes in the morning, sometimes the afternoon, but I'm pretty much there. Now it's figuring out how to continue to cut back my workload so that I can continue to do that, right? Because remember, I have two businesses. I've got my firm and I've got bookkeeper training school. So, and then plan and go on one family outing each month. We haven't done great with that. And so what I did, because I put them in the book, right? And then what I end up doing with the book, and I bet you a whole bunch of you do this too, is you just open to today, right? And sometimes we lose focus on what we wanted to do. So what I encourage you to do today is I want you to look at your goals and say, okay, are my goals still serving me well? Or are there other things that I need to do? Because I think right now, I don't know about you guys, but it's back to school time in Florida. Which when I was up in Connecticut, we typically didn't start school until the last week of August, the first week of September. But down here, they start really early. So school's actually starting down here. And so I always think that back to school, I don't know, maybe it's just me. It feels like a time of renewal. Like, does it feel like that for any of you guys, that it's kind of like this time of renewal and new starts and new beginnings, right? And everything seems like fresh. And it's funny because I feel like that a couple times a year. Some, like when school starts, I always feel like that, being a former college professor. So the fall always feels like that for me. New Year's feels like that for me, right? Because it's a new year. And then also spring, right? And everything coming alive in the spring, especially when you live somewhere that's cold. When things start to warm up and the flowers start coming up, it just is kind of like a renewal. So, so the thing that I love about that though is that I don't feel like I have to wait until January to get my goals in order. And so if you've got some things that you want to do, or you just feel like you're stuck right now and you don't like how things are going in your life, think about what would help you get to where you want to be, right? I always think of myself as, the best version of me. And so what would it take for me to be that best version of me? Right. And so for me, it's being a lot healthier. It's cutting back on my workload. It's spending more time with my family. It's learning, learning new things. And so for me, what I actually did is I actually put my goals up on my whiteboard, and I'm going to kind of show you guys. Let me see if I can tilt this over so you guys can see it. So I have a whiteboard right there on the wall next to me. And sorry, we had our floors done yesterday. And so my office is kind of a mess again. It's funny because I got my office done and then I had to rip my whole office apart again. So I have a whiteboard over here. I broke down from my annual goals. I broke down what I wanted my goals for the month to be. So let's say for my weight loss goal, right? So I said, okay, if I want to get to 190 from where I am right now, I'm at about 202 and a half right now. I'm being totally transparent with you guys. Okay. So that's where I am right now. So if I lose 3 pounds this month, right, which I think is doable, that's 1 pound a week for the rest of the month. Then I should hit my goal by the end of the year, right? And probably have some room to spare, hopefully. So, okay. So, and I've got a program that I'm working that I really, really love. And so, yeah, so I think that's totally doable. So I've got 3 pounds lost on my August goals. We're looking to add 50 new bookkeeper training school students this month. And I think we're at 21 so far. So we're doing pretty well with that. 3 piano modules finished. Now, again, when you're looking at, okay, I want to finish all of the rookie lessons in the course that I'm doing, that's kind of, if I do 3 this month, then that will get me on good track to finish that. Read 2 books, right? I'm about 2 hours away from finishing 1, right? So that's pretty good. 1 family outing. So we want to do a family outing every month. So I got to sit down and talk to Jeff and figure out what we're going to do. Okay. But I broke out those bigger goals into smaller goals, and then I put them up on the wall so that I literally see them every day. Part of the problem, I think, at least for me, is that when I write them in here, I kind of forget that they're in here, right? And then what happens is every quarter, when I get my new planner, I go, oh, I didn't make any progress. And I kind of move them. This can't just be me. But I move them into the next book, and then I don't look at them again until I get the new planner, right? So I'd love to know from you guys, what are some things that you would like to get accomplished over the next, let's see. So we've got, it's August, right? So we've got about 5 months left of the year. So what do you want to get done in those 5 months? I love that. So Deborah says hers are on her monitor. That's awesome. And it's funny because I grabbed a sticky note at first and I was going to write them down on a sticky note. And no, I'm going to go put these on the whiteboard that I put up. And so they're right there. And I do change things out on that whiteboard. I write on that whiteboard a lot. And so I think that's a good place for me to put them, but I like on the monitor too, because then they're literally boop, they're right there. Right. So it's a really good idea as well. If you don't have a whiteboard or somewhere else, and the monitor you're going to look at all the time. Right. Great suggestion. So I want to know, what are you working on for the next 5 months to get you where you want to go? And if you're not sure how to break this down, if you are in the Small Biz Mama community, okay, which is attached to this. So if you go to groups on this page, if you're in the Small Biz Mama community, post what you need help with, what are some things that you want to do, that you want to get done. And if you're I encourage you too, if you're in bookkeeper training school, post in the Empowered Bookkeeper Network, post where you want to go, what some goals you have are, and let's see if we can help you get those goals accomplished. Okay. Because I really believe, I know that when I am operating without specific purpose, and what I mean by that is if I don't have objectives and goals and things I want to do, I noticed that I feel like I'm just kind of there, whereas when I know what I'm trying to accomplish, I get so much more done because I have direction, right? I have somewhere I want to go. I have an objective I have to meet. And I just do a lot better. And I know that doesn't work for everybody, but I know it does work for a lot of people. And so if you kind of feel right now that you're just kind of like rolling around, you're just kind of rumbling around, you're not really sure, where you're going, let's put some purpose in things, right? Let's set a course for where you want to go, and let's get you there. Okay, so I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope this was a good reminder for you as well. And let me know if you have any questions at all. Let me know if you need any help with this. I do have some podcast episodes on Small Biz Life and on Small Biz Mama about goals. And so if it would be helpful for us to post some of those episodes in the comments, let me know, and my team would be happy to do that for you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, mamas. I'm going to go get some work done and hit off some of those goals. And so I will see you in a bit. Bye.